It's the 70th anniversary of Godzilla's Counterattack, also known as Godzilla Raids Again, as of the upload date of this video. So, to celebrate, we've got a look at my top 5 favorite Anguirus 1955 figures, and of course, a drink. Okay, so follow me on this one. The dub of Godzilla Raids Again introduced Godzilla fans to the exclamation banana oil. There's a cocktail called corn and oil made with Barbados rum and falernum and bitters depending on what recipe you use. So I added a little bit of banana liqueur, and now we have the corn and banana oil. To make this one, fill up a rocks glass with ice, then go ahead and add 2 full ounces of a dark Barbados rum, then of course the ½ ounce of falernum, then a ½ ounce of that banana liqueur. Add just a single dash of bitters, and of course you're welcome to add more, and give it a nice stir. Cheers! The 1955 design is my favorite out of all the Anguiruses. Whatever the plural is, here are my top 5 favorites in my collection. Starting at number 5, we have the little Bandai finger puppet. Your classic single-piece mini Sofubi, this guy doesn't have much paint, but he doesn't need much to be this cute. There's something very Nishikawa-esque about his look here. Not much else to say about him, except that he came out in the 2001 blind box finger puppet set, stands up to 1.25 inches at the tip of his horn, and has survived every single figure purge I've done in the past 20 years. Ranking at number 4, we have the Imaginative Color Movie Monster series figure. Released in 2024 as a Godzilla Store exclusive, this is based on the color from the 2006 Toys Dream Project set. After 17 years, Bandai finally gave us the correct Anguirus sculpt. Twice they tried to pass off the 68 Anguirus as the 55. The first was in the 50th anniversary memorial box, where they just gave the 68 figure a monochrome paint job, and the second was the Toys Dream Project one, coming in a 2-pack with an actual 1955 Godzilla. The new mold came out late 2023 for 2,700 yen, and the imaginative version came out early the following year for only 600 yen more, which I was happy to pay. Like the original, the front half here is cast in a translucent red vinyl, with the red on the rest of the figure being a close color match in paint. I would have preferred translucent red with brown paint, but I always prefer translucent vinyl, so maybe that's just me. At 12.5 inches long, this one takes up the most shelf space simply because it's on all 4s. I also once painted up some of the high-grade figures to match the Toys Dream Project set, and of course I had to use the 68 Anguirus. Sold them on eBay quite some time ago, so I'm not sure where they ended up, but maybe it's time I revisit that idea with number 3. Here we have the high-grade, but the actual 1955 version. This one also came out in 2001, but instead of being in one of the typical Godzilla high-grade sets, it was in a special Tsuburaya commemorative set with some Ultra Q kaiju. I love the sculpt, I love how long the tail is, and I love that the pose isn't too dynamic like the Yuji Kaida Artworks one. Being a capsule figure, it does require some assembly, like so. Every so often, I'll take some of these older high-grade figures, take them all apart, and see how quickly I can rebuild them. One thing that's great about these older ones is that they all stay together quite well. Some of the newer ones, at least the ones that I have, require glue to really stay together. I think that's because the newer ones have less paint. The older ones are typically fully painted, so the extra layer of paint makes the pegs that much thicker, which makes for a tighter plug, but that's just my theory. The way the tail parts plug in here allow for a variety of poses, and I appreciate that. Also, yes, I realize he has a scratch on his cheek, but after 20 years of moving around with me, that's bound to happen. Like I said, maybe I'll give him the Toys Dream Project treatment, or maybe make him a black and white version and get the Chronicles re-release to replace him. At 2.25 inches tall, they won't take up too much space. Anything to justify having duplicates, right? Speaking of duplicates, at number 2, we have the one from the Gummi figure set that I keep buying multiples of for some reason. Why do we do this? Apparently, 2001 was a really good year for Anguirus 1955 figures. These came in blind bags with some gummy candy and are not bad for their size. I mean, yeah, some are better than others, but they gave us the maquette Godzilla and this fantastic Anguirus. I love how crocodilian the mouth looks on this one. Like the high grade, this one requires some assembly. Fewer pieces to this 1.75 inch tall figure, but it can do this. If you don't plug in the bottom of the carapace, it can mimic the look from the promo photos. This is the closest to black and white that I have out of any of the figures, but the white here is more of a cream color. Also, a little bonus, The Z-card Anguirus is based off this figure. Obviously, it's an interpretation of it, as the coloring and detailing are a little different, but the pose and proportions are identical, plus some of the other Z-cards draw from a variety of other toys. Just look at this one, that's obviously the Trendmaster's Ultimate 98 figure. Speaking of Ultimate, that brings us to number 1 with the Marmit Monster Heaven Anguirus. At 12.5 inches from nose to tail and 7 inches tall, this one came in 2 colors, pink and teal. My only gripe about this figure is the length of the tail. I know these Marmit figures may be known for their shorter tails, but man, a few more inches and it would be perfect. I mean, yeah, translucent vinyl would also be perfect, but I'm loving this deep teal and the gold and silver pop on it. It's got that iconic crocodilian face, and I appreciate how the eyes are sculpted on this one so he doesn't look high or sad like in most other figures. Seriously, look at the D4 Real figure. That face makes me so uncomfortable, the poor thing. As you may have noticed, I prefer a standing Anguirus, and this one is just delicious. I got this guy for an absolute steal back in 2010, or rather, I got this one for Marmit retail, which looks like a steal compared to modern Sotheby prices. I'm not sure how much this color version goes for now, but I've seen the pink one for $200 to $500. Not sure if it actually sells for that much, but that seems to be the current pricing for many of the 2000s Marmits. For the figures that didn't quite make the cut, I had some other little Bandai candy toys that I didn't think were sculpted as well as these. The 30cm X Plus that was just too big for my liking, and I wasn't a fan of how he was looking kind of straight up instead of out. And the Kyoto vinyl kit that I got before I realized that you need to assemble each individual spike on his back. No thank you. As I was going through this collection, I was realizing that all but one of my favorites are from well over a decade ago. Either that or there just haven't been many 1955 Anguirus figures released in the past 15 years. But that's okay, as I'm just really happy with these. Although a Monster Arts, that I could get behind. Until then, we have a variety of Anguiruses, or Anguri, to choose from. Good luck on your hunt if you're hoping to track any of these down. Thanks for watching, and remember to drink responsibly.